yeah! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been talking about! They call him Moist Crincitatus. Moist Cringitatus, I think, would be the appropriate one there. Oh, hey, Iggy. Good to see ya. Oh, God. Alright, we're going to do our best to stay conscious through this stream. The Kuripa situation is insane. It truly is. It truly, truly is. The Inky situation might have been a little insane too if I didn't remember to turn on my mic on my camera just now. The mic appears to be on. Alrighty. Good to see you, Chitao. Let's go ahead and get her started. Away, it's Yini. So I don't know if you heard recently. Yeah, I can't do a very good Charlie voice. Of course, Yini turns up for the stream where I'm imitating Charlie. Absolutely. That is how that works. Anyways, let's get started. Oh. Awate Amiki, my name is Faustus Marius Incitatus, the true console lover. I'm the favorite horse of the God Emperor Caligula. Hope you're all having a fantastic, fantastic evening so far. I am rather small. Let's not be small. Let's be big. Not that big. There we go. Much better. How we doing tonight? How we doing tonight? I am very fucking worn out. I think part of the problem was that I did the stupid thing and I fell asleep right after I got home from work yesterday. And so that means that I woke up around 2 a.m. this morning and I have been awake ever since. So yeah, this should be a special one. I'm glad I'm playing a game that requires a lot of lateral thinking and reasoning abilities. Yeah, this is a good one to play on sleep deprivation, most definitely. You fool, you've fallen for one of the classic blunders. Oh yeah, very classic, very classic. Yes, I knew immediately that I had made a mistake as soon as I woke up again. In fact, I knew I was making a mistake as I was drifting off, but it happened. Just relieved, I got my paper done, now waiting for the parts to arrive before I make that 4080 Super really show itself. Hell yeah. Good luck to you, hope it all comes together beautifully. I've heard too many building your own computer horror stories in my time, so hoping it all goes well for you. Anyways, not too much for the announcements. We'll be playing Persona 5 tomorrow. Gonna hopefully see some real shit go down in real face of a VTuber tonight. So I say let's get right into it. Probably not going to be a super long stream, as I mentioned. I am raring to get to bed, but yeah, did wanna get a few hours in at least. Know a shop that'll handle it for me, save the headache. Yeah, that might be the better way to go. Anyway, we are back. We're enjoying the absolutely wonderful main menu music. It's been in my ear this whole time. I've been grooving. So yeah. A lot of shit came to light. Last time. We found the murder weapon. Let's go ahead and load. So we found the real murder weapon. It was at Prudence and Misty's apartment. So that's something. We also found some cat hair at the murder scene. Were the two big revelations. Also, all of these girls are full of shit. 100%. Maybe we should start a side hustle at PC Builder. I think it's pretty easy. You know, it's probably not a bad idea. Probably not a bad idea, honestly. Together with Misty. Detective Haas found that during the second surprise stream, Misty, Ryu, and Sophia Lure were together at the office. Okay, we can discuss that with Sophie. We can discuss this with Misty. Yeah, we want to discuss everything before we go to court. Legal merch account. An account hosting numerous rule-breaking images of Kuripa. Call the Yakuza. Alright. Yeah, let's talk to Sophie first. Alright. So, what'd you think of the second surprise stream? Right, we got another Kuripa stream. What was the point of that stream? Just in truth, you're getting sneakier and sneakier. You're using open-ended questions so I accidentally say the wrong thing. Am I right? Well, that goes both ways. Right. It was a fable. A fable. Right. She talked about the 7 dwarves. 7 dwarves corresponded with Lillian's employees. Sleepy falling asleep before they even set out on their journey was referring to Mr. C. I think the order the rest of them were introduced was the order everyone entered the company. When I started, Amanda and Misty were already there. Misty is Doc, Amanda is Dopey. I don't know why I'm Sneezy. Aha. Prudence is bashful, Hana's grumpy, and Faye is happy. I can see that. What do you think Kuripa was trying to say with all that? I don't know. I didn't understand the second half. Especially why Curry was the bad guy. Because she is. I really don't get it. In her story, Sneezy interacted with some of the other dwarves. Why do you think that is? I think it's directional. I think Amanda, Han, and Faye all have problems. I think Misty, Prudence, and I all feel the same way. That's why we were together in the story. Gotcha. There's something else. In the VTuber world, it's very important to maintain a consistent character. A VTuber has to interact with their fans while staying in that character. Also, you're not the only one who watched that surprise stream. The killer watched it too. I think that's why Curry was calling for help in such a vague way. Think she was calling for help? I do. Okay, got it. By the way, what were you doing during that important announcement? I was streaming? You're still sticking with that, huh? Ms. Allure? Sorry, I forgot. I was full of shit. Whoopsies! I was working at home. There's no one who can back me up on that. Are you sure? You're lying, aren't you? We have you together with Misty. Yes, I'm sure. You're lying, Morgan! Press X to doubt. About Kuripa's second surprise stream. Police said you were with Misty Ryu at the time? Ah, yeah, you just reminded me. Wasn't this just like a few hours ago? I was with Misty when she started streaming, yeah. We were both pretty shocked she started another stream, and then Secretary Close called not soon after. I'm still pretty shocked when she called, so I just said, I'm with my friend. Well, after I hung up, did I realize I should have said, I'm with Misty. That's why when the police asked later on, I clarified who I was with, so why did you lie to me the first time? Why didn't Misty answer the phone? Was Misty the one streaming, or does that mean Misty isn't the real face? Yeah, why didn't Misty answer the phone? She didn't answer? Sorry, I didn't notice. I was just paying attention to the stream, so... What were you doing in the office? Talking about work stuff. So you're lying! You just told me you were at home working. Well, the stream was happening, and now you're at the office. At least the police backed this one up. Investigation has pretty much stopped our work cold, so there was a lot we needed to discuss. We heard we were finally allowed to go back in, so we went over together. Hope that didn't cause you any trouble. Okay, got it. You're lying, Morgan! Alright, yeah, Misty, what do we think? Think she's even gonna give me anything? This bitch. I already talked to you. Oh, yeah, but about Molly. You mentioned your cat went missing on the day of the murder. Yeah, so? You made a post about it on why. This is it, right? Yep, I posted that. I see that you didn't respond to anyone's comments until 4:27 a.m. Why so late? I was busy looking for her. After I got back home, I was so tired I passed out for a little bit. Once I woke back up, I went and checked my post. If you're that worried about your cat, why take so long to check back? I think you're overthinking this. I was busy looking for my cat and forgot to check. That's it. You say so. You are so full of shit. Do we have anything? Yeah! Misty Ryu has a cat named Molly that went missing on the night of the murder. Something about the whole thing seems off. Can you look into it? Yeah! Send the house boss. She'll figure shit out. Is there anything I can make you do? Or are you just gonna sit here like a useless lump? Nope. Now what? I've submitted our application. We can accuse Kuripa and have her appear virtually in court. Ask each subject what they think about the latest online discourse, specifically Operator A. I think this person could be a Lillian employee. Also go to online and use Wise Message function to chat with people there. Maybe check Kuripa's stream records. There could be new information. Prepare all your evidence and get ready for battle. Yeah, what do you think? If you look at the evidence we have on hand, what about Kuripa? Let's talk about accusing Kuripa. Chat log is the most direct piece of evidence, right? I think we should accuse her on the April 14th and that April 20th conversation. No problem. Okay, so we could actually go after Kuripa if we wanted to. Is there anyone... Anything else I need to... Illegal merch account. Can I talk with, like, Honor about that? Why did I not have the option to talk about the illegal merch account? What did that stream mean? She was calling for help. Calling for help. My daughter couldn't directly reveal the identity of her real face or break character. With that restriction in place, she could only use a roundabout way to call for help from the outside world. I'm thinking this abstract story she told hides plenty of secret meaning. How would you explain its secret meaning, then? The 7 characters in her story are obviously Lillian's 6 employees plus Mr. C. Sleepy falling asleep before they set out refers to Mr. C dying. Okay, so we, that is a common interpretation. A treasure map is referring to the truth hidden somewhere. The time bomb is the killer. My daughter didn't say who the infected one was because she doesn't know who the killer is. I think Curry refers to herself as the monster because everyone on the internet has started to think she is the killer. The only thing I'm not sure of is the hunter. And she introduced the hunter, then never brought them up again. Probably us, right? Also, the person who got shot came back and was fine. So I have nothing to say about the hunter right now. Why do you think Kuripa told this story? Because my daughter isn't the killer. Think about it. It was a time bomb that killed Mr. C, not my daughter. I think that's what she was trying to say. Very interesting. I also caught this one sentence. Curry was the only one left. That line gave me a real feeling of loneliness. Sure. That's why I think she was calling for help. Yeah, you know, fair. Got it. Do we have a record of the surprise stream too? Yeah. Okay. So we haven't asked everyone. I forget who we talked to at the end. Alright, Haas, what you got? This is a strange one. We had success after expanding our search to a nearby park. Oh! 4:21 a.m. at 1:23. There appears to be Misty with the cat carrier. 16 minutes later at 1:37 a.m., footage of her leaving from the same place she went in, this time no carrier. She looked really nervous, like she was actively looking for cameras. Aha. Oh, right, and we figured out that the murder could have happened later, right? The one that caught her was hidden, so she didn't notice it. So she abandoned her own cat in the park? Didn't actually see her abandon the cat, we're just putting 2 and 2 together. 1:23 a.m. on April 21st, Mr. Yu carried her cat in a crate to the park. 1:37, she left the park with the crate in hand, but it was empty. Abandoned her cat! Lock her up for that alone. Should I confront her directly? No, with the current attitude, she probably won't admit it. Better keep it in hand for now. Alright then, thank you. Huh. Alright, Prudence, actually. Because we did find the murder weapon in, your apartment. I mean, with Misty. What was the meaning of that stream? Time to shake some relations with this, right? Creating an alibi for leaving later? Perhaps. Perhaps very possible. I'd like to show you this. Wait, is that the life insurance policy? What is this? I found it while looking through company records these past few days. Our company's budget revision for the 2nd and 3rd quarter. It was written by Sophie, even though that's not part of her job. What is this budget revision supposed to prove? That's up to you. I'm just giving you something I found. Who usually plans the budget? Mr. C. Now that he's not here, it's probably Misty's job. Okay. I have a question. I was obviously asking you about Kuripa's stream from a few days ago. So, why would you suddenly present this evidence? Doesn't seem to be related to my question, indeed. I just figured you'd want information related to the case. Well, I think this is related to the case. Great. Now, can I ask for your opinion on the stream? I'm exercising my right to remain silent. Okay, got it. Second quarter budget plans. Second and third quarter budget plans written by Sophia Lure, downloaded by Prudence Weeks from the company's cloud drive. Well, aren't you helpful? Well, should we hit up Sophie again? Yeah, let's talk to Faye and Amanda first. I think I might have already... Yeah, I already talked to... Everyone online is an idiot. You know that, right? If you're smart online, you lose. Would you like to exercise your right to remain silent? Yeah. Personality is different than it used to be. Oh. Oh, interesting. Does something happen with you? You don't seem the same as before. Huh? Not the same? What's different? You were all awkward theater kid before, now you seem nice and normal, like you're playing a role or something. Awkward? Excuse me, but I've always been nice and normal. Fuck you. Fuck you. You were intentionally 16 minutes late and then did a guru impersonation when I first met you. Nothing about that is nice and normal. I'm surprised your ringtone isn't embarrassing as fuck. The time has come. What are you talking about? Where's that music coming from? Somebody turn their phone off, please. Justin, I'm scared. Oh, boy. Yeah! Kill them all! Women, children, priests expecting mothers! Cover this planet in graves! How should we dig those graves? Dig, dig, dig. How can we dig? We seven will dig. Dig it all for this dead world. R.I.P. Stop dimming the damn lights! What the heck is going on? Ah, look at the time. Should we order some lunch? Excuse me, but you are being questioned right now. Calm down, Justin. Are you trying to make me angry? Whatever do you mean? I don't quite understand, you fucking troll. Jesus Christ. You don't have multiple personality disorder, do you? No. No, her one personality is bad enough. Why would you ask that? I don't know what she's up to right now, but her personality's definitely changed. I think she's purposely trying to trip me up. Can't let her get to me. My goal here is to catch a killer. Could you please not play games with me? Okie dokie. Calm down, just calm down. That was special. Alright, have we talked to Amanda about the surprise stream yet? Let's see. Nope. Yeah, we can put an obstruction of justice for that little scene. She is definitely flirting with it. She is definitely flirting with obstruction, yeah. What was that surprise stream all about? The one with the story? Do you feel bad being called out by Curry like that? Don't know what you're talking about. Can you explain how you felt about it? How I felt? First half really felt like a Curry stream. Curry's always told the best stories, like bedtime stories, you know? I actually felt kind of excited watching it, like the old Curry was back. But then it got really weird, talking about evil monsters and time bombs and stuff. I'm not good with complicated stuff, so I don't know what she was talking about. Too stupid to live. All the development went to your chest, none to your brain. What were you doing when the stream started? I was at home, not really doing anything. Then you called during the stream and I answered to prove I wasn't her real face. Okay. I want to change my old testimony a little bit. Oh? The last stream that was that important announcement. That time my brother suggested I shouldn't answer the phone. Why? Brother? Yeah. Told my brother about pretending to be Curry's real face, and then he happened to be at home during that stream. Got all worked up when she started that surprise stream, and then he called and was going to answer, but my brother stopped me. He said if I'm pretending to be her real face, then I shouldn't answer the phone during the stream. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, then thank you. Okay. No, I guess we've got nothing more for you. And just to check, we're going to bring in Misty as well. And I think we're probably ready to go to court. Yeah, we talked to you about the surprise stream. Alright. This should be special. We have enough. Let's take on our killer. Right. So yeah, she's pissed at Mr. C here. And then yeah, the conversation on 420. How late are you staying tonight? I want to talk to you about something. I wasn't planning on staying too late. You want to talk today? Yeah, just wait up for me. I'll meet you at the office. Yeah, just wait for me. Okay. Yeah. Let's give this a shot. You saw Goodman walking into the scene, yeah. Court is about to begin. Now what? I'm so nervous. Could you hold my hand? It'll feel better if I hold your hand? Then of course I will. Aww! What a good assistant. Sorry, I didn't think you'd really hold it. Eh? If you're not nervous anymore, then I don't even want to hold it. Sure. Jerk. Thanks, I'm not that nervous anymore. And that's good. Anyway, we definitely have enough evidence this time. This killer's taken things far enough. We must catch them and bring them to justice. I think that makes me feel a little better. I'll try my best too. We got this. We're all gonna possibly lose. Oh, you again? So he done. What are you doing here? Said yourself you think Kuripa's the killer. You think I want to be here? Didn't know I'd be assigned this case again. I guess when they said that we were short-staffed, they really meant it. Yeah, I think there might be some ethical issues. Especially since you're already related to the case. Yeah, there might be some ethical issues with you being her public defender. Going against your own claim? Duh, it's the basis of the basics, truth. Don't you know anything about being a defense attorney? Yes, I do! This is a special case, though. You did contact the defendant, right? Of course I did. They just didn't want to make another model. Fair. Still have ethics, you know, do you? You don't have to worry about it. It's about time. I'd like to ask something before we get started. Why is the defendant on the screen? There she is! It's very important the identity of Kuripa's real face isn't exposed, Your Honor. I'm sure you saw our application for remote attendance. There's also been a precedence for this in Japanese court. On July 20th, 2027, there was a case prosecuting an orca. Since the defendant also couldn't appear in court, they had to do so remotely. An orca! Let's see. What does the prosecution think about this? I think it's fine, Your Honor. If it happened in Japan, then I'll allow it. Good standard, right? Good standard. Wonder if orcas take showers? No. Huh? Well, they're under our water all the time, so they're perpetually showering, right? I suppose so. Anyhow, let's begin. Court will now convene with the matter of the death of Lillian Entertainment's CEO, Mr. C. Counsel, please be seated. Okay, now since Kuripa is here, we can bring in all the suspects in to see who's bullshitting. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Both sides prepared to give their opening statements? Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready. That'd be a bath, not a shower, right? Don't worry, orcas don't shower or take baths. During our last hearing, we proposed the possibility of Kuripa having committed this murder. After investigating further, we've made some shocking discoveries. The defendant has had multiple conflicts with her company, going so far as to have some serious altercations with the victim himself. Kuripa's real face obviously has a key to the office, and we've already uncovered her method of killing the victim. The prosecution will prove this point, as well as reveal the true identity of Kuripa's real face. How can someone working from home kill someone in their office at the same time? Kuripa was streaming on the night of the murder with a solid alibi. Ah! But we have extended the possibility for the murder till after her stream. Any method brought forth by the prosecution will be pure conjecture, and any serious altercations cannot be proven as a motive. The defense claims that Kuripa did not commit this murder, and any claim otherwise by the prosecution cannot be substantiated. Alright. May the prosecution's first witness take the stand. Alright. Hey, prosecutor. Didn't forget you promised me, did you? Of course not. You don't know what you don't want to know what I'll do if you break it. Aha. Proof that Honor, Chen, and Mr. C had unresolved conflicts. Presenting evidence 45. The social media account is exclusively used by Kuripa. Conversations recorded inside were all deleted before the murder took place. Did you know about this account? Yes. All Lillian employees contacted Kuripa through this account. I contact my daughter often for work, actually. If my conversations are all gone, that means someone deleted them. Yeah, did the deleted conversations include any arguments between Kuripa and the victim? What? Malicious intent. Are you fucking serious? Alright, do you know the password? Yes, every employee does. It's written down in a common folder. Uh-huh. You once logged into Kuripa's account because of an emergency, right? Leading question. Fuck you. Have you used the password before to log into Kuripa's account? I don't usually know. Only did once on April 17th because I got locked out of my own account. I needed to check the conversation we were having, so I just logged into Kuripa's instead. While logged into Kuripa's account, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? My daughter was using it at the same time. She was talking to our boss, I mean Mr. C. I kept seeing notifications pop up. Why did their conversation catch your attention? My daughter wanted to graduate from the company. Their conversation seemed tense, to put it lightly. Maybe that's a little subjective, though. Here, I have a screenshot of it. Right. Post for Project Live, they're bringing all those online bullies to court for slander. What do you think about that? Right. So clearly, Kuripa is being bullied by someone, and yeah, Mr. C's not doing shit about it, so she wants out. One less person, everyone's problems would be solved. Planned to ask Mr. C about it later, but who could have known what would happen to him? You know, that's all I have to say. Fair enough. From the screenshots we have, it's obvious the two of them were having a tense conversation. With one less person, everyone's problems would be solved. This is what the defendant said at the end. And then this. April 20th, the morning of the murder. Kuripa contacted the victim with the same account, saying she had something to talk to him about, and for him to stay late at the office. You're cool. Don't come to the office today. Yeah, that'll be all, Your Honor. Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness? No. Why do you never cross-examine? The defense would like to have Kuripa herself testify against the prosecution's position. Okay, got it. Please bring him to the stand. Hi, Kuripa. She's doing the little wave toggle. Has to be constantly, as small-time haters can be ignored. Oh, yeah. Please state your name and occupation. Goody! I'm the Kuripa. I'm a VTuber. Nice to meet all of you. In your line of work, do you ever have disagreements with your agency? Happens all the time. Sometimes the thing Currys want to do can't be done because of grown-up reasons. Or sometimes they make Curry take jobs she doesn't really want to do. Curry knows she should work as hard as possible, but Curry doesn't want to be super sad while doing it. Curry thinks they should be nicer and more understanding. So it's normal for artists and their agencies to have misunderstandings? I feel like that might be a leading question. Alright. Curry thinks they don't really understand her work. Whether that's streaming or interacting with fans or posting on social media. If Curry wants to be at the top of her game, she has to spend a lot of time and energy on all those things. Says the Kuripa, not I'm Kuripa. It's not that Curry doesn't like it, it's just really tiring. Curry's agency doesn't understand how tiring it is, so they constantly want more and more from Curry. Curry obviously knows what's best for her own channel. But it's so tiring, Curry can't do it all. When you talk about your agency, that includes Mr. C, right? Wait, why is that an objection? Leading question. Really? So that's a leading question, but the other one wasn't? That's really dumb. Okay. Who does your agency include? Curry's really just talking about Mr. C. He's the biggest problem. It's better if you do this. Can't you say it like this? Blah, blah, blah. Then he has to lecture Curry after every stream. It's so freaking annoying. Has that made you want to graduate from your agency? Curry has those thoughts a lot. Sometimes Curry just thinks, why can't she be happy streaming? Why can't Curry do what she wants, play what she wants, say what she wants? Curry will get enough money from tips and donations if she has enough viewers. Why does she have to get so many sponsors, or sing and dance, or do this or that event? Why can't she just do what she wants? If Curry left her agency and went solo, wouldn't she be happier? Curry always has those thoughts. Have you done any real planning to graduate or transfer? This time, I can feel that. Logic in this game was so dumb I quit after playing for 5 minutes, yeah. No, not really. Those thoughts are always popping into Curry's head, but they're just thoughts. Once Curry has a good night's sleep and a nice big breakfast, those thoughts go away. Curry doesn't really want to leave her agency and hasn't done any real planning for it. Also, Curry didn't tell Mr. C to meet her late at the office. It wasn't Curry! It was an imposter. Curry was going to stream that day. She had no reason to meet Mr. C at the office. As per Kuripa, artists disagreeing with their agencies is a common occurrence. Kuripa hasn't actually made any concrete plans to leave her agency. That's not true! She approached Amanda about maybe doing a... Which, I mean, I guess is maybe not totally concrete. But she did approach Amanda about doing a model. Defense claims that Kuripa and Mr. C's arguments created no motivation for murder. Prosecution liked to cross-examine the witness. Alright. It's normal for VTubers and their agencies to have disagreements, and that includes Curry and Mr. C. Curry always has thoughts of leaving her agency, but they're just thoughts. She doesn't really want to do it. Also, Curry didn't arrange to meet Mr. C on the day of the murder. It was an imposter. Thoughts to graduate. Said you always have thoughts of graduating. Idle, die but nude. Oh. Wrapped in plastic wrap and fell to her death. They call it murder. I call bullshit on that. Oh. Wanting to kill someone and killing someone are two completely different things. Curry thinks you know that better than she does. Curry always has thoughts of wanting to graduate, but they're just thoughts. Curry isn't really going to do it. That's why Curry is standing here telling you these things right now. You got it. Alright, so where was your convo with Amanda? Um, 3D model request? No. Where's your conversation with Amanda? Not that. New skin. Ah, there it is. New skin request. They ruled it suicide. I call cap on that. Ah, yeah. Died but nude, wrapped in plastic wrap and fell to her death. Yeah, that does not sound like suicide. Also, her BF was around on camera at the time of death in the game when he's not important. Lol. Interesting. You said you never made any real plans to graduate. Right. But you talked about it before with Mr. C. Mr. C is my boss. Curry doesn't think chatting with Mr. C about that means it's necessarily going to happen. I'd like to present evidence 20. This evidence was provided by Amanda Childs. Have you talked to her in the past about making a new VTuber skin? Aha. The defendant has already put into action secret plans to leave her agency. So is her argument with the victim really unrelated to this case? The prosecution has its doubts. Very well. Is there another witness? The prosecution would like to call Amanda Childs to the stand to discuss the aforementioned request to create a new VTuber skin. Sure. Bring him up. State your name and occupation. I'm Amanda Childs. I draw pictures at Lillian Entertainment. I mean, I'm an illustrator. Is illustrator really the right word? I mean, you do 3D modeling. Presenting evidence 20. Do you recognize this piece of evidence? Yes, it's the screenshot I gave you. Can you explain what's going on in this conversation? Curry asked me if I could, draw her a new skin. Let me explain. A skin is a VTuber's entire avatar. And an artist draws that skin, which is why she's referred to as a VTuber's mother. Okay, I understand. Let's go into a little more detail. It was April 14th at night, and I was already in bed about to fall asleep. Then my phone suddenly shook and woke me back up. I saw it was Curry sending me a message. I got a little worried because she doesn't usually message me that late. So I opened it and saw she wanted to talk to me about something. Aha. What did she want to talk about? Well, she wanted to ask what I'd charge to draw a new skin and if I'd be willing to... Well, you just saw it from that evidence. Asked if it was for a friend. I never thought she'd say it was for herself, so I didn't really know how to react since Kuri already has a skin. If she wanted a new one, did that mean she wanted to stop being Kuripa? That's what I asked her. Do you want to graduate? She replied yes and asked me to keep it secret. I didn't know what to do. Why do you think she was doing this? Did she say who made her want to graduate? Yeah, did she say who made her want to graduate? Oh, fuck you. Malicious intent. Really? Why do you think she was doing this? I don't know, but I could tell she wasn't in a great mood that day. Personal conjecture. Alright. What did she want you to make for her? Said she liked how I drew her Kuri skin. So she wanted me to do the new one too. But she didn't have a detailed plan or idea yet. She just wanted to know how much I'd charge and if I'd do it. What did Kuripa like about how you designed her skin specifically? That's kind of irrelevant. Did you know this would be breaking your contract? That's probably malicious intent. Did you agree to do it? I signed a non-compete clause with Lillian. If a job didn't have anything to do with Kuripa, then I couldn't take it. I sort of told her that in a way. She said, just don't get caught. Then she said, it's not like you never broke the rules before. So... what did you say to that? I didn't know what to say, so I just said I'd think about it. She said again I really had to keep it a secret. And she said she'd ask me again later. Presenting evidence 46. Contract that Kuripa signed. Clearly states that during her contract she cannot do the following. 1. Directly or indirectly provide services to another VTuber agency or individual. 2. Use company resources to engage in VTuber activities either individually or with a third party. Now, the defendant said she only had thoughts of engaging in activities that would break the rules, but didn't carry them out. In reality, she made real plans to graduate and use company resources for personal gain. She also aimed to involve Amanda Childs in these plans. These actions alone were already enough to break her contract. That'll be all, Your Honor. Why'd you say it out loud? Kuri told you to keep it a secret! She's under oath. Kuri. Traitor! You better believe Kuri will tell everyone you're... Can you please calm down? Just keep it quiet and everything will be fine. Prosecution's whole claim is already completely irrelevant. Aha. I will object when it's necessary. Please don't make my job harder. Sorry. Please continue now. Sorry, Your Honor. Anyhow, I've heard the prosecution's stance. Would the defense like to cross-examine? Yes, Your Honor. Ooh. Well, let's begin. Would that contract not have a real name on it? It's not like it'd be valid if it was signed Kuripa. I assume it's redacted. You just said you asked Kuripa whether she intended to graduate and she replied yes, correct? Yeah. In the following days, did she ever put anything in motion to actually graduate? No, she went back to normal. Even after the murder, I never heard Kuri mention graduating again. You also mentioned Kuripa not usually messaging you at night. Apart from that, did anything make you feel that Kuripa wasn't in her usual mindset? She replied a lot faster than usual? Kuri usually says everything in one long message and doesn't reply that quickly. Interesting. Oh yeah, and she usually uses a lot of exclamation marks. Always makes her seem really energetic. She didn't use any that night. Also like to ask when she gave you those messages. You said April 14th. Could you give me a more specific time? Around 11:30 p.m.? I remember it was almost the next day. Presenting evidence 17. According to our records, on April 14th at 10:30 p.m., Kuripa and Mr. C were discussing Lillian's future plans. Also, our witness just now said she received messages from Kuripa directly following that conversation. Ah, so Kuripa must have been really mad when she messaged me. Thank you. As our witness has already realized, judging from her timing, Kuripa's mood must have been heavily altered by her recent conversation with the victim. After that night, perhaps after she settled down, Kuripa didn't put anything into motion regarding her desire to graduate. Simply asking about drawing up a new skin does not show any real plans to graduate, let alone qualify as a motive to commit murder. Our claim is that the prosecution lacks the evidence to prove a motive beyond reasonable doubt. So he's already making moves. Who's the next witness? Our next witness is Kuripa, who will help us respond to the prosecution's claims. Aha! Aww. She ain't happy about this. Is making plans for her own future a VTubers right? That's kind of a That's a leading question. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Whatever. At least we don't, like, yeah, at least there's no limit to how much we can fuck up. I think so, yeah. Everyone has the right to decide their own future. It's not like we're slaves. If one day it seems like my agency and I are going in different directions, I think we can part ways. What do you mean by going in different directions specifically? Curry likes certain video games. Sometimes my agency considers more than just what Curry thinks is fun. On topic, it is a leading question, yeah. Like, does the game fit Curry's character? Will it hurt their interests? What's the target audience? Curry can't just play something because she wants to. That happens a lot. Then there's more, like forcing Curry to attend certain events, how much Curry has to record, getting sponsorship money. There's a lot of potential conflicts. It's normal to be dissatisfied working with your agency, right? Okay, come the fuck on. Yes. Yeah, that is a leading question if ever I've heard one! Can you tell us how you feel after working with your agency for so long? There you go. I guess just unfulfilled? Curry wishes her agency would understand VTubers don't have an on-off switch for working like most people do. Just being Curry takes so much energy. Seeing them not consider my needs just makes me sad and tired. Sometimes Curry can block out those negative emotions, but other times, Curry feels like she's going to explode. Those aren't happy times. Have you ever disclosed contractual information to any third party outside the company as a basis for discussing a potential collaboration? You know what? I'm not going to object to that. She can hang herself. Really? Does your contract with Lillian include a non-disclosure agreement? Yes. How did you expect to get around that? Only Mr. C and Misty have seen my contract. Curry's never showed it to anyone else before. And what? You thought you could just... Okay. Every job has aspects people don't like. But Curry thinks as long as she's working for her agency, she shouldn't do anything that hurts them. I'm sure everybody agrees that each individual has the right to determine their own future. VTubers are no exception. Kuripa never went against the interests of her own agency. Even if she has had thoughts of leaving, those thoughts, as well as any actual preparations, are well within her rights. I mean, as long as she didn't use company property to do it, which she did. Her behavior has been perfectly reasonable and irrelevant to this case. That'll be all, Your Honor. Zoe's made it harder for us to hit the defendant where it hurts. That said, we have strong evidence on our side. Maybe I should change my strategy. Every VTuber wants to do things in ways that may not mesh with their company. After enough conflicts and disappointment, it's natural to want to change. That said, I've never done anything to hurt my agency. Thoughts of graduating. You admit to having had thoughts of graduating, right? Yes, Curry admits it. What made you have these thoughts? I felt I was going in a different direction from my agency. Yeah. What concrete? Kuripa can't leave her company not unless the face owns the rights to the model. True. But I mean, we're kind of just letting the real face use Kuripa as a stand-in. You said you never did anything to hurt your agency, right? Right, never. Curry didn't want to hurt them all. Curry's so tired of just going a different direction for Lillian. Curry didn't want to hurt them all, so what evidence do we have that she did want to hurt them all? Maybe that second stream? Disagreement. You know, I've just realized that we could have summoned all 5 of the girls to court today, and whoever didn't show would be Kuripa, right? Or all 6 of them. Where do we have proof that she did want to hurt them all? That's what I'm saying, right? Well, because it's not any of the six. I think I can already tell it's not any of the six. Okay. Huh. So we do have the illegal merch. So what evidence do we have that she wanted to hurt the company itself? Okay, that's her rocky conversation with the with Sophie. I mean, maybe this, actually? My private account is, in fact, the same private account Kuripa accidentally previously leaked. Any public information had been deleted, but still being shared among superfans. Account is connected to a Swiss bank. We're unable to confirm the account holder, but we were able to find withdrawal records from February. Certain online fan provided us with photos of him and Kuripa on one of the rumored private dates. However, the photos contain no revealing characteristics of the actual Kuripa, so the authenticity is still up for debate. Yeah, maybe? Let's try that. Presenting evidence 24. Kuripa. Have you ever gone on private dates? Yeah, okay, you know, that's understand. Yeah, that would definitely hurt the company. You ever gone on private dates with your fans? No way! That fan's delusional! Whatever they said is a lie! That's so. I'd love you to explain something for me. This is your own personal account for donations, right? I never spent a cent he gave me! This is the fan, right? This is the one that's got her so pissed. There are records of withdrawals made from this account. Isn't that strange? That's because... Can you first confirm with me that this account is for fan donations? Yes, it is. Okay, then let me ask you this. If you claim to have never spent any of this money, then why have there been withdrawals from the account? Have you really never done anything against your agency's interests? Badgering the witness. The question has already been clearly answered. You've just presented new evidence. In light of that new evidence, it is vital we reconfirm this information with the witness. I agree with the prosecution. Please answer the question. Shouldn't Curry be the company's interest? Yeah. What do you mean? Curry's the victim here. Why are you using your evidence to make her look like the bad guy? Can't you see what all your evidence really points to? Points to Curry's agency having no real interest in her at all. Shouldn't a VTuber's agency protect them from fan harassment? Can't you see why Curry's unhappy with Lillian? Oh, absolutely. Oh, her lip is quivering. Can you prove that you've never used the money from that account? Curry already talked to Mr. C about it, alright? All those conversations were deleted, which you know by now. So Curry has no proof. You happy now? Ooh. Tool of justice is indiscriminate. Yep. Justin is definitely a tool of justice. Agencies don't understand their artists' needs. They say stupid things and don't give us enough resources. It's only natural not to be happy with them after a while. If there's no benefit for an artist at their agency, then they should just leave. Press on artists' needs on stupid things, they say. Press on not giving enough resources. Can you explain how they don't give you enough resources? Curry wanted to get an artist I'd like to draw my latest cover. I talked to my agency about it for ages, but they just said, nope, find someone else. Sometimes the merch I want to make can't be done. Sometimes the events I want to do can't be done. I mean, isn't Curry basically keeping this whole company alive? This is the worst part. They're preparing to take on more VTubers! Aha! They're understaffed as it is, isn't it? 6 people for 1 VTuber is not understaffed. Fuck you talking about. They're understaffed as it is, and they think they can handle more talent and then split the resources between us. They think Curry doesn't bring in enough traffic on her own. Curry isn't good enough. Maybe Curry should graduate, right? Bishojo, is that you? Thank you, that's enough. Yeah, I don't think we necessarily have any evidence for this. Artist needs. Explain what exactly you mean by artist's needs. Just mean they don't respect our work. It's not that hard. They don't get that streaming is tiring and we're under a lot of pressure and to be respectful when they give us suggestions. That's so much to ask. Isn't the point of working with an agency that can protect you? If they can't understand their artist's needs, then what's the point of their existence? I see. Simply wanted him to respect my work. Respect that streaming is really tiring and stressful. It's not that hard. Yeah, I don't see an issue with this. Stupid things they say. Someone online made naked Curry images with AI. Someone else said Curry's private life is a mess. Someone made a compilation of my streams to make me look like a diva. When Curry complains about those things, they tell me to just ignore them. How stupid is that? How can I ignore them? Who said that? Mr. C, obviously. Got me so pissed off. I understand. Saying just ignore them about people who are bullying Curry online will just make Curry even angrier. I'm not really seeing... not seeing some... I think probably the not giving enough resources. So they won't make the merch Curry wants or the events Curry wants or the resources Curry needs as an artist. Then they say they want to find someone new and split their already low resources with them. Oh, actually, I think I know what this is. Budget disagreement. A few days before the murder, Sophia Lure and Mr. C had a disagreement over how the company's first quarter budget should be spent, specifically regarding the excessive expenses related to Kuripa. Yeah, maybe this? Yeah, okay. Presenting evidence 22. This is a voice recording provided by an employee recorded in the afternoon of April 18th. In it, we can hear Sophia Lure having a conversation with Mr. C about the company's first quarter budget. Kuripa's new clothes went 5 times over budget, and overall investment was 3 times over budget. Excuse me, but wasn't this wasted money? Part of the resources you received? But Curry isn't the one who asked for a new outfit. But you got a new outfit, and then asked for more, and still complained that your agency doesn't give you enough resources? Am I right in saying this? Malicious intent! As we've heard, the defendant claims she doesn't receive enough resources from her agency. In fact, however, her agency went 3 times over their budget spending money on Kuripa. Unless I'm out of line, I think it's fair to say the defendant's request for resources went far beyond what I originally imagined. That'll be all, Your Honor. I understand the prosecution's claim. Is there another witness? Our next witness will help us uncover the truth behind Kuripa's alibi. Seems we're getting to the core of this case. Please bring them to the stand. Aha. State your name and occupation. I'm Sophia Lure, Kuripa's agent. For a VTuber to stream, what is the minimum amount of equipment required? If they're not doing a special event, then their motion capture mask, the internet, their accounts, a webcam, and microphone. That's pretty much it. Are there any rules about where she can stream? Nope. Usually people stream from home, but as long as the place is quiet and stable, then it can be done anywhere. Would the Lillian offices meet those requirements? Sure, there's streaming equipment at the office too. Sometimes I use the mic and webcam when we're in a meeting. Sure. Has Kuripa done a stream from the office before? She streamed at the office during her end-of-the-year party stream and one about work evaluations. Presenting evidence 29. Do you recognize this? Yes. That's the office's streaming equipment. At least it looks like it. Thank you. From our witness's testimony, it's clear to see that... Traitor! Why are you helping the prosecution? I'm sorry it had to be like this, but we're both mature adults. If you're innocent, then there's nothing to worry about. You've only ever cared about yourself. Could we please get some order in the court? Like, you're not allowed to badger witnesses. Holy shit. Nothing personnel, kid. She literally is personnel. No one cares about me. Objection! Irrelevant! Overruled. The defendant can keep talking. Why? What? Why? In what fucking court do you allow this to continue? Everyone's a liar! You benefited from Mr. C's death, didn't you? And your own relationship was such a mess. What right do you have to criticize Curry? Can you please shut up, you absolute child? It's not your turn to speak. Finally, we're seeing the real you. Which is what you wanted, right? So now what? You want to argue? Bring it on. Why? No! Judge, no, I'm enjoying this exactly! What the fuck, Judge? I bet that fucking search warrant is still just sitting on his desk. Yeah, cat ate it, sure. But I just heard your barrage of complaints against the company. I think I speak for everyone when I say, can you please grow up and learn how to fit in with society? Why are we allowing this to happen? You think you're the only one who's tired? Don't you realize at least half of your fanbase is against our agency now? Your artists aren't treated fairly. Your artists aren't safe in the workplace. With every tiny little thing, there's always some annoying group of people whining about injustice. What even is fair treatment? And who's there to treat us fairly? Whenever you're with anyone for a long time, it's natural to grow apart. Good, I just had some potatoes for dinner and a cola. Sounds pretty good. Really enjoying this, right? Break out the popcorn. But why does that always end with everyone lambasting the agency for being bad guys? Because you're supposed to be protecting your artists. Are we not protecting you? Do you realize we only rejected that artist you wanted so badly for your cover because problems in their personal life? Do you know how annoying it is to sign NDAs for offline events? Do you know how tiring it is to make sure every stupid gift you get is safe to even open? What the hell do you mean we don't respect your work? Have I ever even been a little bit impolite in one of our conversations? Do you know why we want to find new talent? It's to give you a chance to interact with upcoming artists. And you say we're not good to you? Excuses! All of it! If you're so good to me, then why am I so lonely? The second I signed that contract, it's like my old self left my body. I can't even tell anyone about how I feel because of that stupid NDA. My whole family thinks I'm doing porn or something. Damn, you didn't even tell your family? If I want to just go somewhere and relax, I'm afraid I'll be recognized. Even with a vocoder? I can't even go to an event without covering up and being all secretive. I'm so freaking tired. I'm just so tired of being all alone. Aren't we a team? Think of all those times you basically sent me essays in the middle of the night. What if I never read them and responded right away? So tell me, are we not a team? Sounds so nice when you say it. But you're the one helping the prosecution. Ever since this all started, I've been trying real hard to find a reason to trust you. She can be really stubborn, but the Curry I know would never kill someone. That's how I was trying to look at this. But now, I'm tired. I'd like to submit new evidence to the court, Justin Truth. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, fuck it, why not? We're already breaking all of the courtroom rules. Let's bring some new evidence in. Silhouette. Oh! Is this her personal account? If I were gone, everyone's problems would be solved. Don't know why I need that crappy boss. Not enough exercise. Do I have to report it if my coworker breaks the rules? Aha. Dug her own grave. What is this? Curry's personal account. She did a good job hiding it. I don't think anyone else knows about it. You can check the post and make sense of all the times yourself. Alright, so let's see. So April 14th, they had that conversation. Don't know why I need that crappy boss. If I were gone, everyone's problems would be solved. Aha! So the one person she wanted to remove was herself. Not enough exercise on April 12th. And March 14th. Oh, yeah, I think that was Amanda Childs drawing the porn, right? Oh, no! Fuck you, dude. The court believes allowing the two to argue shed valuable insight into this case. Wow! Oh, man, this is going to be the most instantaneous mistrial ever. It went a bit different than I had imagined, but it did lead to something useful and entertaining. Now let's get back to the case. Why? I'd like to see where this new evidence can lead our prosecutor. Kuripa, does this social media account Miss Allure presented belong to you? This isn't a courtroom, it's a circus, yeah. Headcanon, this is being filmed Judge Judy style. This will be the highest rated episode in the show's history. I buy that. I buy that. I could see Sophie coming up with something like that. Kuripa? Yes, it's mine. You wrote all of the posts? Yes. Thank you. As it stands, gaining access to Kuripa's own social media page is a huge breakthrough. Our findings will be presented together during our closing arguments. Aha. We'd like to allow the defense to cross-examine the witness first. Very well, what does the defense think? The defense would like to cross-examine. Okay. You may begin. This is not the clown or the circus, it's the entire entertainment industry, indeed. Do you know the identity of Kuripa's real face? No. Interesting. So let me get this straight. You are Kuripa's agent, but you don't know her real identity. I know this isn't common. Agents usually know the identity of their VTuber clients. It's our company policy to keep it a secret, as was explained to me during my initial interview. That's why I stay away from in-person events. Everything worked fine up until the murder, so I never felt the need to know. Interesting. So you've never seen Kuripa stream in person? No, Mr. C was usually in charge of that. Because Mr. C was Kuripa. Do you think Mr. C faked his own death? Yeah, this is all for publicity. So you weren't there when she streamed at the office? No, I wasn't. If you've never seen her streaming, then how do you know she was even using the office equipment? I'm usually the one who sets up her spot at the office before she starts. Aha. I set up the mic, the mixer, the laptop, and make sure everything's working. Then Mr. C takes over. That's how I know what she used. Does that answer your question? Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. Very well, then who is the next witness? The next witness is mine. With this witness, we will prove that the prosecution's claims are misleading. There's no possibility of Kuripa's guilt. Please bring them to the stand. Hi, Faye. Please state your name and occupation. Hello? I have nothing to say. What? This isn't what we agreed on. Anyway, haven't you realized it yet? Geez, some attorney you are. The moment I walked out here, you lost. Aha. What? Is the witness refusing to testify? The verdict is already decided. Wouldn't matter if I testified or not. Just to remind you, but testifying is about presenting facts, not opinions. The speculation has some weight as C was the only chicken and no animals like him, yeah. The only facts left are subjective. Can't change what's coming. Moving forward, I like to exercise my right to remain silent. Since I'm here voluntarily, I figure that won't be a problem. We're not forcing you to do anything, if that's what you mean. Sorry, Curry. I really wanted to help. Interesting. Who is the next witness? My next witness will help explain the inconsistencies in the defendant's alibi. Bring them to the stand. Hi, Misty. Before bringing the witness to the stand, I'd like to cut to the chase of today's hearing. Cut to the chase? Oh hey, we're here at the start again. We're trying to uncover Kuripa's identity and behavior, and Lillian has 6 employees. Honor Chen, Amanda Childs, Sophie Allure, Faye Ward, Mr. Ryu. Wait, who are we missing? Oh yeah, Prudence. The above 5. Could never have gotten away with doing whatever they wanted with a virtual identity. Yeah, it's the Moe ball. You can only plead the 5th if you're going to risk implicating yourself in a crime. Yeah, but I mean, if she doesn't want to testify, if she's there voluntarily, she doesn't have to say anything. Everyone throwing Curry under the bus to save their own skin or getting over it, yeah. Isn't that right, Prudence Weeks? Aha! Yeah! Please state your name and occupation. She can be compelled, that's true. I'm Misty Ryu, administrator at Lillian Entertainment. It's not voluntary. Mr. Ryu, you're the only one in the company apart from Mr. C who knows Kuripa's identity. Is that right? Yes, I can fix her. It's always... Man, I had her clocked. I knew the Moe Ball did it. Please confirm for me the identity of Kuripa's real face. It's Prudence Weeks. I assume she's at home right now. Since the murder, you've been adamant about not revealing her identity. Why? She's your friend. First I thought she really couldn't be the killer and just wanted to keep her identity a secret, but now... Justin, this all could have saved us a few days if we just had Kuripa present herself and call in for court, right? Personal conjecture. Since we already know the identity of Kuripa's real face, let's just discuss the alibi. Presenting evidence 44. Record is from our initial interviews. Could you read this, please? Mr. Ryu met up with Prudence Weeks around 10:30 p.m. She says Miss Weeks doesn't get out much and usually stays at home. Does your statement remain the same? No, I'd like to change it. I'll ask you again. When did you get home on April 20th? I went on a date with my boyfriend that night. I got home at 10:35 p.m. I remember checking my watch on the elevator. Did you bump into anyone on the way home? I saw my roommate when I got off the elevator. Who is your roommate? My roommate is Prudence Weeks. Where was she standing? She was standing between our door and the elevator. See her walk out of your apartment? Didn't see her walking out, no. Is there anything to prove with certainty whether she was coming out of the apartment or returning to it? No, sorry. Did she use to give you the impression she was at home? Did she use you to give the impression she was at home? Did she know what time you were returning home that day? I told her I was seeing a movie with my boyfriend, and she knew I was having dinner around the apartment. I guess she knew what time I'd be back. Thank you. Misty, why? Aren't we friends? We're friends? Whatever! Why don't you just explain why the freaking knife was on my desk? Please quiet down. The prosecution, please provide a statement. Thank you. Right now, the prosecution would like to review the night of the murder. On the night, Kuripa streamed from 7 to 10 p.m. On the surface, it's a perfect alibi. Under the hood, the killer used a very important assumption to manipulate all of us. That assumption, streaming must take place at home. According to the police's most recent investigation, the time of death was any time between 7:04 and 11:30 p.m. That morning, the killer messaged the victim saying she wanted to talk to him that night at the office, confirming that he would stay after hours. At some point between 5 and 7 p.m., after making sure only the victim was left in the office, the killer snuck in through the window, avoiding the cameras. She then set up streaming equipment in the meeting room before her 7 p.m. stream. Whether the victim was aware of it or not, he wouldn't have interrupted his own talent's stream. While the victim waited for the stream to end, he drank the water our victim laced with sleeping pills, then fell asleep. Then our victim took a small break during her stream, slipping out of the room. After using her phone to control the victim's computer, she took the knife she brought with her and slit the victim's throat. She then returned to her stream as if nothing ever happened, chatting with her fans, while simultaneously using her phone to leave comments as the victim, obfuscating the time of death. After the stream ended, she snuck back home, bumping into her roommate on the way back. That's not personal! Good people of the court, evidence is everything. And good defense attorneys would never accept a statement without evidence. Please present evidence to support your statement, Mr. Truth. Evidence. Oh, I've got evidence. My evidence proving Kuripa was in the office at the time of death is... Proving Kuripa was in the office at the time of death. Victim's computer was remotely accessed twice, once on April 20th, once on April 21st from 2:33 to 2:45. Equipment used to establish access was different both times, pointed to different users. Yeah, the nameplate? Maybe... Do something about the cat? Not that. not that. No, definitely not. Amanda Child's nameplate was held firmly in the victim's cold dead hand. Why would Mr. C have grabbed this before he died? Was he trying to tell us something? So what would be proof that, what would be proof that she was in the office? Yeah, maybe the office streaming equipment. Let's try that. Yeah, evidence 29. This is the Lillian Entertainment Office's own streaming equipment, as just confirmed by Sophia Lure. As we know, the police found traces of blood on this very microphone, meaning at some point in the past it was covered in blood and then cleaned off. DNA testing has already proven that it was the victim's blood. This means the killer touched this microphone with wet blood on their hands directly after the murder. This evidence proves that Kuripa must have murdered Mr. C. Streaming requires live interaction with one's audience. How could Kuripa have interacted with the stream while killing another human being? She took a break. Evidence can explain that as well. Evidence proving that Kuripa could stream while committing murder is... Yeah, she took a break, didn't she? Kuripa took a break from her stream for 10 minutes at 9:20 p.m. She said she was going to the bathroom, but Kuripa had never taken that long of a break in the past. It was obviously not your average bathroom break. Kuripa's alibi is highly calculated and meticulously pieced together. The location where the murder weapon was found is the final piece of that puzzle. Yeah. The tactical knife used was placed in the trash area of Prudence Week's apartment complex. Definitive evidence. Facts prove that Prudence Weeks was streaming from the office that night. Finally, the personal account Sophia Lure provided proves the killer's motive. That'll be all, Your Honor. I understand the prosecution's claim. Before we continue this hearing, we'd like to take a short break. Currently, a task force helmed by Detective Haas is waiting outside the suspect's residence. Are you ready, Detective Haas? Oh yeah, Prudence is gonna meet the Haas boss! Oh yeah! Yep, we can bust it on your signal. Sweet. Yeah, do it on live stream. Prosecution would like the defendant to appear in court as herself. Yeah! Streamer gets swatted and actually deserves it. Let's all just wait a moment here. No, get away from me! Justin! Something's going on inside her apartment. Are you still outside? Yes, we haven't entered yet. Get in there now! Oh! Well, yeah, I mean, understandable. Detective Haas, tell me, could this have been a suicide? Maybe I can't fix her after all. not unless you're really good at sutures. Got a few liters of blood. O negative. Could this have been a suicide? It was Mr. C, wasn't it? This complicates things. Tell me, could this have been a suicide? From the angle of the wound, suicide seems impossible. Yeah. Also, Haas for waiting to securing that target, right? Yeah, if we had her, then yeah, we should have secured her right away. None of this bullshit. We entered the residence, but didn't see anyone else. I think the suspect jumped down from the roof of the balcony, broke the window, and then entered. Then the suspect stabbed the victim with a sharp object and exited the way they came. We don't currently have any leads. I see. Just in truth. No. I will find this killer and bring them to justice. I will find this killer and bring them to justice! Yeah, that was a little bit of an oopsie. Well, hello. Nice to meet you. This timeline has come to an end. Thanks for sticking it through with me. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, huh? I can't blame you, and I definitely recommend going back and trying to tie up those loose ends. For that, though, my mission is to help you make sense of what's transpired up to this point. Check the polls, for fuck's sake, officers are trained to keep wounded alive. Yeah, she looked pretty fucking dead, actually. Like, that was a lot of blood loss. She was very pale. That's kind of crazy for how fast it happened. Let me remind you what puzzles you've yet to solve in Kuripa's timeline. First, why was the paring knife on Prudence Week's desk? We already know the paring knife isn't the real murder weapon, then why was it so obviously planted on Prudence's desk and by whom? Second, who killed the real face? I'll have you know there have been no new faces, our cast of characters is still the same, and they've all testified in court. One factor is the key to everything. What is it, though? Your hints end here. You're now allowed to skip to different chapters as you please. By selecting chapters from the main lobby, you can skip to any chapter where you're missing key evidence. If all you want to do is get to the end again, you won't have to replay entire chapters. For example, you can just continue chapter 2 and accuse a new suspect. If you already accused someone, this button will immediately let you accuse someone new and place you on a brand new timeline. You only need to restart entire chapters if you want to see specific story segments. Just a warning, you'll have to fully complete a restarted chapter before moving forward to any following chapters. Also, choice records have been reset. I reset all your choices for you, so if you want, you can replay chapters to see how characters react to different choices. Finally, there's a new hints button in the lobby. I'll be there ready to guide you through different timelines. Who am I, you ask? Well, I'll tell you that once you've discovered the truth. I mean, you look like Amanda. Now, you'll be able to keep Kuripa from meeting her untimely death, right? I sincerely hope we meet again. Who didn't testify? We got everyone to testify on the last day, right? We got Honor, we got Sophie, we got Misty. We got... Did we get Amanda? Yeah, we got Amanda. And then Faye. Then Faye. Faye didn't want to say anything. I wonder if she ducked out. I'll be waiting for you at the end. Huh. Uh-huh. Will you accuse? No? Can I... Okay. So we could probably accuse Honor, right? Yeah. Alright, let's try that. Pink hair, glasses, purple hair, Honor is all I can remember, yeah. Alright, evidence supporting her as the culprit. Actually, let's just get hints from Emily. I think with some of the suspects back and ask them about Kuripa's surprise stream. I don't want you to accuse? Not a clue. You think? No, we want to accuse the murderer, but maybe we could also consider who's most likely lying about being the real face. We have 3 women claiming to be Kuripa, so 2 are obviously lying. And what about Honor? Honor's prints are on the knife, and if the stream was fake, then she has no alibi. Then we'd accuse her on the knife and her alibi. Alright. Let's go for that. Step by step for now. Hold on, what are you even doing here? You're saving my ass. Honestly, the lack of evidence isn't the most difficult part of this trial. What is? The fact that we have 3 people claiming to be Kuripa's real face. We have no way to explain this whole thing to the judge. Right. So this is all the same. So yeah, we'll try and get through this with Honor and then probably leave off for tonight. Prosecution's ready, defense is ready. Both sides may state their position. Victim in this case is the CEO of Lillian Entertainment, Mr. C. On the morning of April 21st, his body was found in his office, time of death estimated to be the night before. Various signs point to someone familiar with Mr. C and the office being the suspect, namely someone with a key, which is why we've narrowed the suspects to Lillian's 6 employees. Our investigation has determined that Honor Chen carries a high amount of suspicion, something we will expound upon today. There are 6 employees with a key to the office, so it's unreasonable to focus on Honor Chen for that reason alone. While the prosecutor's truths and various signs are far too abstract, in reality there was no evidence at the scene of the crime that directly points to Miss Chen. The defense will provide evidence proving that Miss Chen has a strong alibi, placing her away from the scene of the crime on the night of the murder. Prosecution is frankly accusing Miss Chen based on a series of false assumptions, not enough to provide any form of guilt, assumptions which we will enumerate one by one. Call the first witness. Bring in the dancing lobsters. It's the house boss. God, you are so incompetent. I can't believe you didn't just secure Prudence right away. That's ridiculous. Prove that the victim's wounds must have been inflicted by someone with professional training. Tell us how the victim died. The victim's jugular vein was cut, causing him to die of blood loss. There's no sign of a struggle at the scene, but there were traces of sleeping pills found in the victim's blood, leading us to think he was drugged. Can you tell anything about the culprit from the victim's wounds? The right side of the victim's neck had a deep and precise knife wound, nice and clean. In the precision of the wound, the killer was most likely highly practiced with a knife, potentially with military training. How is that objectionable? Personal conjecture. Please leave that to an expert witness. Don't treat Detective Haas like an idiot. She's received plenty of close combat knife training, and she is basically an expert. Well, that's unexpected. Hey! If the witness is trained in knives, I'll allow it as part of her testimony. Yeah, trust me. Not accusing, just tossing it. Haas looks AI generated. Maybe? I guess I could see. The shape of her head is a little weird, yeah? Do any of our suspects possess that kind of expertise? Yes, look at this. This is the diploma from a private training institute. Class taught self-defense, including close combat and dagger skills. That diploma belongs to Honor Chen. We checked with the school, and apparently she graduated with high marks. We also looked into whether any suspects have skills in weapons, surgery, or cutlery. Honor Chen is the only one who fits any of the criteria. What did you find out about the murder weapon? Currently, we've narrowed down the murder weapon to the paring knife found at the scene of the crime. The knife itself is property of Lillian Entertainment. Knife has tested positive for traces of Mr. C's blood and body tissue. There weren't any other sharp objects found at the scene that could have done it. We found prints on the knife belonging to Honor Chen, Prudence Weeks, Faye Ward, and Sophia Lure. Thank you. Judging from the wound, we know this murder wasn't the work of an amateur. Of the 4 people whose prints we found on the knife, only Honor Chen is skilled enough with the knife to have pulled it off. That'll be all. Defense waives its right to cross-examine the witness. Fair enough. Prosecution is miles away from proving Honor Chen had anything to do with the murder. I don't want to waste any more time. Alright. Letting the defendant self-testify? That won't be good for the defense. Is she serious? She has a high win rate. Really? Now cross-examining the witness? Defense has some strange strategies. Yeah, Defender Dunn likes to use that. Don't underestimate her. Tell us your name and occupation. My name is Honor Chen. I'm Curry's father and her real face. What's this real face? And who is Curry? Fool doesn't even know Curry. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell that so loud. Let me explain to the court. Curry refers to Lillian Entertainment's own VTuber Kuripa. Father in VTuber slang refers to the VTuber's digital modeler, and real face refers to the person that controls the VTuber behind the scenes. Your Honor can imagine Kuripa being a sort of avatar that Miss Chen uses to interact with her audience online. Sounds quite complicated. But is this okay? He doesn't know anything about anything. He's a judge. He's not supposed to. Can you please not speak unless I ask you a question? You're making things a lot harder for me. It's okay. It's nice learning all the young people lingo these days. God, this guy's an idiot. Thank you, Your Honor. Did you have special combat training at an institute and graduate with high marks from your dagger class? Yes, I did very well with daggers. Why did you take this class? The man I like is attracted to women who know how to cook. So you took a self-defense class and not a cooking class? Someone teach the judge 6-7. Can you please explain the relationship between dagger skills and knowing how to cook? Well, I just think cooking classes are so lame. So I found a class that at least taught me knife skills, but was also super cool at the same time. I like you, Honor. At least I thought I could start with knives and learn the rest later. So then, as someone with a good understanding of daggers, do you think that paring knife could be the murder weapon? Nah. I remind you that the paring knife is the murder weapon and Archen is good with the dagger were two of the prosecution's previous claims. Trying to get your own claims? When I think about it, it's a little strange. From what I know, the wound is too deep for a paring knife, so I actually think it might not be the murder weapon. Alright. Miss Chen is in fact skilled with daggers and has undergone professional training, but her reasons for taking such training were personal and had nothing to do with taking a life. If she's a cook, does she know the bear paw method? Perhaps. We're also still unable to determine whether the paring knife is the murder weapon, something the prosecution still can't seem to explain. Before Prosecutor Truth identifies the murder weapon, there's no way for him to claim that Miss Chen's knife training was anything more than culinary in intent. Questions are pretty incisive. She knows exactly where to strike. I understand. May the prosecution prepare to cross-examine the witness. Got it. Learned how to use the dagger, but only because the guy I like is into women who can cook. Knives are used in the kitchen too, so I think it's all related. Anyhow, I don't think the paring knife could be the murder weapon. Press on father staying out of the kitchen? Excuse me? Unless I'm remembering this wrong, didn't you say something along the lines of fathers don't cook? Yeah, the kitchen is a woman's territory. It's no place for a man like me. Excuse me? So why are you trying to get better at cooking? A good man should be a jack of all trades. If it's for the one I love, then I don't see a problem with it. Also, daggers are cool. I just supposed to learn about daggers and the cooking thing was tangential. Didn't go to learn how to cut tuna, alright? Please be a little more consistent. Being the best means being strong. Being cool. So I can't do anything lame. Lame stuff is for losers. First you said fathers don't cook, and now you're equating dagger skills with kitchen knife skills. Sounds pretty lame to me. I didn't want anyone to know, okay? I had to prove I wasn't the killer, so you forced it out of me. Just quit asking about it, okay? Okay, got it. Real men are adaptable, so if it's for the man I like, then I'll go and learn knife skills. They're cool. Does the man you like real men? Yeah, I don't. Why don't you think the paring knife is the murder weapon? The wound was too deep. Obviously, a deeper wound needs a longer blade. A paring knife would be hard-pressed to cut that deep and produce that much blood, and she is correct here. First time I interviewed you at the office, you said Sophia Lure was more suspicious because she used the paring knife the most. Now you're saying it couldn't have been the paring knife. Why the change? When I said that I hadn't seen Mr. C's wound, and honestly I hadn't thought about it that much. Here's a new question. When and why did you see the victim's wound? I don't like your tone. It sounded like it's a problem I saw Mr. C's wound. Detective Haas showed me a photo one time when she was questioning me. I saw the amount of blood and started having doubts. Unless I'm mistaken, it's the prosecution's job to investigate the relationship between the victim's wound and the murder weapon, and not to badger a witness about it. I understand. Show me a photo of Mr. C's corpse. I could see from his wound that a paring knife wouldn't have done that. Alright. So this guy you like? I can't say. You can't say? Why? What does it have to do with the case anyway? Yeah, okay, you know. Fair, very fair. Does Miss Chen's romantic interest have anything to do with this case? I guess not. An objection sustained, the witness does not have to answer. Thank you. Well, like has nothing to do with this case, yeah. What did you learn about in your dagger classes? Other than basic theory, we learned about how to use a dagger in combat. So, dagger maintenance, how to hold it, offense and defense, mock combat, emergency maneuvers. It's a pretty stacked curriculum. Nice. When using a dagger, how can you quickly incapacitate your opponent? Aim for the hands and eyes. Hands and eyes? This is a military training class, we actually spent more time on how to avoid fighting. We learned that if you really have to use a dagger in a fight, your goal should be to turn the tables by disarming your opponent, true? So I would aim for their hands and eyes, that way they'd be unable to use their own weapon. What was the most memorable moment of the class for you during or afterwards? That would be a particularly intense battle. Oh? I thought about it for a long time until I finally made my decision and bought a piece of blackfin tuna belly. What? No matter how I cut it, it just looked like garbage. Never had so much self-doubt in my life. Is all this training just a waste? I cried out. Go take a freaking cooking class! A This is the battle I remember most. The battle I will never forget. God, you're such a fucking chuny. Alright, that's enough. Using a dagger is all about disarming your opponent as quickly as possible, so I would aim for the hands and eyes. Huh. I don't really see anything. No further questions. Not sure if she's being calculated or just out of touch with reality. Don't know either, but she didn't give us any openings. Is that bad for us? Don't worry, it's just the beginning. Who's the next witness, then? Next witness will help us expound a bit more on the defendant's alibi. Hi, oh. Tell us your name and occupation. Irie Levant. Excuse me? Where do you live? Live at number 563 whatever road, second floor. It's an old apartment partitioned into smaller rooms. Living room A. Defendant lives in the same apartment building in room C, making our witness the defendant's neighbor. I see. Why do you look a lot like Amanda Childs, right? Can you tell me where you were on April 20th? She's not important. It's a pun. Oh, irrelevant. Gotcha. I've got a test coming up, so I was home studying. Thank you, Yini. I didn't notice. Yes, sure, name is irrelevant. I was inside from 6 p.m. onwards. They ran out of budget, so reused her. Fair enough. Anything notable happened while you were studying? A bug crawled into my room around 8:10 p.m. I hate bugs! Kill them all, I say! How'd you deal with it? Asked my neighbors to help. The girl in room B is always working at night, so I knew she wasn't home. The girl in room C is super cool, so I figured she could help me. I knocked on her door for ages, but she never answered. Finally, the girl in room D came out and helped me. What did you notice while knocking on room C's door? I knocked really loud because I was super scared. I knocked and I yelled and I cried. Her light was on since I could see it from the crack in her door. I could hear the sounds of music and someone talking too. So I thought she was definitely there. This seems to bolster her case for being the real face. She would have loved Starship Troopers. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I mean, she either would have loved Starship Troopers, or she would have been the one who loses it when the bugs show up and gets skewered immediately. Thank you. I would not mind seeing her in those co-ed showers, though. The defendant has claimed that she was at home during the murder. Why would she ignore her neighbor knocking at the door? Unless she wasn't actually there? Your Honor, the prosecution asserts that there are flaws in the defendant's alibi. Very well, I understand. Her neighbor's super cute. Huh? I figured you'd be making fun of her name or something. You feeling alright? Oh, come on. Just think she's cute, alright? Is that not allowed? Emily usually hates when I talk to other women. Wonder why that witness is any different. The defense like to cross-examine. No need. You sure? Confident Miss Chen's testimony will respond to all the prosecution's claims. I think the actors were actually nude for the shower scene. Yeah. Very well. May the next witness come to the stand. Where were you on the night of April 20th? At home. Never left. What were you doing? I was streaming. Like I've said before, I'm Curry's real face. That stream was from when to when? 7 to 10. Tonight we were just chatting and eating some old marshmallows. What do you mean by eating marshmallows? Fans can use a site called Marshmallow to submit anonymous questions. Eating marshmallows is when I read and respond to those questions. I seriously have to explain stuff with this basic? Jeesh. I have to act like I don't know anything, alright? Can you please check your attitude? Because this guy actually doesn't know anything. Let's all calm down now. May the defense please continue. Thank you. Will the stream make it possible for you not to hear outside signs like the sound of your neighbor knocking on the door? Yeah, okay. I was halfway to pressing that button. Just now, your neighbor said they knocked on your door at around 8 p.m. Why didn't you answer? I was wearing noise-canceling headphones while streaming. Sorry, I really didn't hear. As you can see, the prosecution's query has a perfectly reasonable answer. Miss Chen didn't hear her neighbors knocking because she was wearing headphones while streaming. As such, her not answering the door does not mean she wasn't in the room. Just what to say. Still, could using streaming as her alibi actually be advantageous for us? Yep, all part of my plan. Said she has no patience for people who don't understand VTubers, but not like everyone watches VTubers, right? We can use that to our advantage too, since disrespecting the judge is never a good idea. Very well. May the prosecution please begin their cross-examination. Got it. Didn't go out on April 20th. I was streaming from 7 to 10. This is Curry's real face. That day we were eating marshmallows. Didn't hear my neighbor knocking on the door because I'm wearing noise-canceling headphones. What can we press her on? You're eating marshmallows that night, right? Yep. Tell us about some of the ones you remember. One asked me what I usually wear at home. So I'm usually dressed more casually at home, just a t-shirt and underwear. If it's cold, I'll wear socks. I'll take my underwear off when I sleep. Why is that? Because underwear constricts your blood flow while you sleep. Everyone knows that. I'm part of the no panties party. Hell yeah. You got a problem with that? I didn't say anything. Yeah. Why'd you hit me? Just felt like it. Anyway, that was the only free chat stream that week, so I remember it well. For reference, could you tell me that week's schedule? Monday was a fighting game, Tuesday a collab, Wednesday a horror game, and Thursday was free chat, the night of the murder. On Friday and Saturday I was supposed to play a classic mystery game, but the murder happened, so it was cancelled. Kuripa said she uses old clothes and that usually at home she just wears a t-shirt without pants. If it's cold, she'll wear socks. After that, they chatted about pajamas for a while. Okay. What was her schedule like? Fighting game, general chat. Oh! That was not actually the only general chat that week. Monday was a fighting game, Tuesday a collab, Wednesday a horror game, and Thursday was free chat. I repeat what I just said. I have her Kuripa's schedule for April 17th to 26th. Okay. This here is the revised schedule. Uh-oh. 10:17 on Monday, Kuripa announced Tuesday's collab was cancelled and posted an updated schedule. Now why is Kuripa's real face? Did you not know this? So let me ask again. Who did you collab with on Tuesday and what did you do? Let me know that the defendant is unsure of what Kuripa's weekly schedule actually was. I don't blame her, honestly. I don't remember the shit I've done 2 days ago. This should make it abundantly clear that Miss Chen is not Kuripa's real face. Understand the prosecution's claim. In fact, the prosecution has more evidence to drive home our claim. I'd like to bring our next witness to the stand, Your Honor. Let's see him. Amanda Childs. Amanda Childs said she's the real face too, right? Yep, so we have to avoid her mentioning it so she doesn't muddy up her case. It's giving me a headache just thinking about it. Good luck, Justin. Say your name and occupation. Amanda Childs, I draw porn. I mean, I'm an illustrator. I'd like to ask something about a date relatively further back. On November 3rd of last year, were you already an employee at Lillian? Yes, I was. Do you remember what you did that day? I remember we had a meeting about Kuripa 2.0, her new model. Can you briefly describe that meeting? Lillian decided to create a new version of Kuripa's 3D model, version 2.0. They wanted to give her more expressions and movements. Who was part of the meeting? Remember Mr. C, Misty, Honor, and me. 4 people in total. Why was Misty there? Misty's in charge of finances. She's at most of the meetings. Irrelevant. Fine. How did you discuss the modeling and art requirements? I had to confirm the new expressions with Curry, so Honor said she'd do that. When I asked her about it, she said, I don't know, Curry hasn't responded yet. If she's Curry's real face, then why would she say she hadn't responded yet? If she's Kuri, then that's kind of weird, right? If she wanted to hide her identity, she could have just said Kuri hasn't responded yet, not I don't know. Personal conjecture. Eh? Did I say something wrong? Sorry. I could probably still work that into my claim. Anyone else ever mentioned issues between Miss Chen and her communication with Kuripa? I think that's leading. So you specifically remember saying that. So I have to wait for confirmation before I can start drawing. Sure. Took a while and delayed my start date, so I remember it really clearly. Prosecutor Truth? Sorry. According to witness testimony, we know the defendant said at a meeting, I don't know, Kuri hasn't responded yet. Now, if the defendant is telling the truth, she is Kuripa's real face. So then why would she not know her own opinion? The prosecution asserts that the defendant's claim of being Kuripa's real face is flawed and should not be deemed an acceptable alibi. Very well. Just that I think something's still not right. Didn't Amanda's testimony also prove? You caught that too, huh? Didn't catch it before in preliminary court. Yeah, it proves she's not the real face either. That's not what we should be paying attention to right now. Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness? Nope. Got it. Bring the next witness to the stand. Amanda Childs mentioned you were in the same meeting on November 3rd of last year. Do you remember this? I guess so. It was about my daughter's 2.0 model, and that's a big deal for any modeler. Is it true that you volunteered to confirm the details with Kuripa? Yeah, that was my idea. Seeing that you're Kuripa's real face, why did you reply, I don't know, when Amanda asked you for an update? Do you think this is leading a little bit? Let me try. Yeah. Hypothetical. Oh, it's a hypothetical. Yeah, sure. Did you answer, I don't know, Kuri hasn't responded yet? I've answered that already. Is this to hide your identity? Yeah. Leading question. Please explain why you answered that way. There were multiple reasons. One, I was busy, knew I had to confirm the specs, but I hadn't had time to think about them yet. Two, company policy is no one can know Kuripa's real face, so I obviously couldn't say I had to think about it. Given those two reasons, I could only think to push the responsibility onto a non-existent real face. Can you tell me how you ended up deciding Kuripa's 2.0 expressions? How? As I finished my modeling work, I just sat down and thought about it for a bit, then told Amanda what Kuripa decided on. Thank you. Miss Chen said, I don't know, Kuri hasn't decided yet because she couldn't risk revealing her identity. Prosecution's previous assertion is unproven, meaning we still can't rule out Miss Chen for being Kuripa's real face. This is the defense's claim. She worked it all out. Do you think we can win this, Justin? I don't know, but we have to try. Very well. Prosecution like to cross-examine the witness? Yes. Too busy back in November, couldn't reveal my identity, so I said, I don't know, Kuri hasn't responded yet. Once I was done with my work, I thought about Kuri 2.0, then gave the specs to Amanda. Contacting Kuripa. Why did you volunteer to talk to Kuripa yourself? I mean, I'm Kuripa's real face, so it makes sense. Regardless of who asks Kuri, I'm the one who's going to see it. Why waste more time and make it more complicated when I can just do everything myself? That's why I usually volunteer for contacting Kuri about stuff. Just being practical. And we have... Do we have that conversation yet? I don't know that we do. Oh yeah, we do have that. Seriously? Like evidence of Honor and Kuripa talking to each other is not relevant to this? Okay. How did you keep your identity a secret from everyone? Main strategy was just maintaining the look of a loving father. As long as I did that, no one around me suspected I was a real face. Apart from that, volunteering to contact Kuri for work was another tactic. No one would have to use Kuripa's account to contact me, and there'd be less of a chance for them to find out who I was. So to keep up appearances, would you contact Kuripa through your personal account, then use Kuripa's account to respond? No, why the heck? Oh, okay, here we go. I am Kuripa. I have to keep that a secret, but I don't go out of my way to pretend either. Not gonna have a conversation with myself. Here we go. Okay, got it. Got it, got you. This is a screenshot sent to Amanda Childs from the defendant on November 6th. As we can see from the screenshot, the defendant texted Kuripa confirming each new expression one by one. And yet the defendant just said that talking to herself would make her look like a crazy person. As per the defendant's own claim, if she really were Kuripa's real face, she wouldn't have to send herself a message. In the info she gave Miss Childs, there was obviously a separate Kuripa chatting with her. From this, it's clear to see that the defendant is not Kuripa's real face, therefore cannot have been home streaming during the murder. I'll be all, Your Honor. You've finally proven it. All thanks to Amanda for digging up that old screenshot. I understand the prosecution's statement. Who's the next witness, then? Establish the defendant's motive. Alright. This is, yeah, Misty, sure. Proof that Honor Chen was mad at the victim for selling adult Kuripa merchandise. Briefly describe what happened at work on March 31st. That day, Honor went into the office around 3 p.m. and had a fight with Mr. C. What was the reason? At a meeting the day before, Mr. C announced we would be selling adult Kuripa merch anonymously, so Honor went to the office March 31st to talk to him about it. They ended up having a physical altercation, and Honor said, "You'll pay for this!" then slammed the door and left the office. I'd like to ask you what happened on April 7th. Where were you that day? I went into the office. Anything special happened? Yeah, Honor apologized to me that she accidentally kicked it over the night before and that she'd buy me a new one. Of the potted plant, I assume. What'd you say to that? I accepted her apology, but still thought it was weird. What was weird? That plant was in a place you can't really kick over by accident and wasn't near Honor's seat. Since I thought that was weird, I went to check the cameras. Well, take a look. Yeah! Just going fucking wild. The night before, after everyone had left, she went into Mr. C's break room and took out a manga. A little bit later, she slammed the book down on the ground and started breaking everything around her, including my potted plant, and ripped the manga to shreds. The office was a total mess. After a while, she finally cleaned up, put it back to normal, and left. Who else in the company knows about this? Only Mr. C and I know, or knew. Why? Mr. C was the second person in the office that day. I showed him the footage and then he told me not to show anyone else. Did you go into the office the day before, on April 6th? Yeah. Anything particularly memorable happen? That day when I came out of the bathroom, I saw Honor standing in front of Mr. C's break room. His door was open a little bit, but she didn't go inside. She was just standing outside looking in. Must be Chio no... No, no! Don't Chio no, no! Yeah, sad day for Chio no. And she noticed me staring at her and walked away. She passed me by and I noticed pure naked fury. Oh yeah, I would love to see Honor naked and furious. You mean she wasn't wearing any clothes? Hey, she's naked. She ain't wearing any clothes either. Yeah, I was in the break room at the time. Actually, I did look, and I saw porn, so much porn. Mr. C reading a fan-made Kuripa doujinshi. Thank you. On March 31st, due to a new company policy, the defendant had a physical altercation with the victim. Even though the defendant claims to have made up with the victim that very night, we know from witness testimony that the defendant was still highly angry with the victim. The prosecution asserts that this anger was enough to serve as a motive for murder. Very well. Would the defense like to skip a cross-examination? No, I'd like to cross-examine. Alright, still nothing. Check on what? Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Rule 34 for this one. Surprising. Oh. Very well, then defense may begin their cross-examination. Can you explain what pure naked fury means? Just a sort of deadly rage. Sorry, but that's too vague. Can you explain what deadly rage is? So that's how it is. You're going to keep pressing me on emotions that can't easily be explained until my words become meaningless, and you can't separate those emotions from any potential motive the defendant may have had. Is that right? Let me think. Kind of like this. Hey! Nice! I'm the resident researcher. That explains the kind of pure naked fury I saw in Honor's eyes. Thank you. Was it that expression that made you question Honor's reason for breaking your plant, and why you went to check the cameras? I think so. If I hadn't seen that look on her face the day before, I probably wouldn't have thought twice when she said she broke it by accident. So you're saying she broke company property and ripped at that comet to release pent-up anger? No, guess not. Yeah, you can see it on the camera. She trashed the place. According to your words, Honor Chen got all of that rage out when she trashed the place that night. Oh, no, no, no. Seriously? No, this is a leading question. She's trying to lead towards that she got all of the anger out. Fuck you. Yeah. Let me ask, after that day, did you ever witness any anger between Honor and Mr. C again? No. Do you have any evidence to prove that Honor Chen was still angry at Mr. C after that night in the office? Not Comet Dojin. Really? No. Thank you, no further questions. Huh. Prosecution used clever reverse narration to try and create a scenario in which the defendant was still angry with the victim. But according to the witness, Miss Chen already took all of her anger out on inanimate objects around the office on the night. I am so pissed I couldn't object to this. Obviously, this is what she was setting up. Those were such leading questions. That last one was entirely hypothetical. Technically, leading is only prohibited against your witnesses. Really? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Everyone needs an outlet for their anger. While Miss Chen's may be a bit extreme, that does not mean she intended to kill anybody. I believe the prosecution needs to present more substantial evidence to prove their claim. She's seen through our tricks. Misty thought it was game over, but now she's the one who got played. So totally reframed what the witness said, and then she agreed with it. Is that even allowed? Game script, you feel like how I felt like my statement before, yeah? Who's the next witness? Before the next witness takes the stand, the defense would like to quickly respond to the prosecution's claim. Very well, go ahead. Prosecution casted doubts on whether Miss Chen is Kuripa's real face, doubts which have been supported by reliable evidence. As such, the defense admits that Miss Chen is not Kuripa's real face and would like to withdraw all related claims. That mean the defense wishes to retract the defendant's alibi? Yes, but this does not mean the defendant is guilty. The defense still believes the defendant is not guilty and will prove so in court. Seems the defense still has more claims to make then. The defense would like to bring our final witness to the stand. Bring him up. What the heck are you helping the defense for? She's a cop. She should testify for whoever needs her. Because Zoe said she'd go on a date with me? Can you please have some integrity? It is the defense's turn, Mr. Truth. May the prosecution please refrain from interjecting. Sorry. You just wait. Say your name and occupation. My name is Zelda Haas, detective with the 4th Criminal Investigation Division. According to police investigation, the victim arrived at the office at 7 p.m. on the night of April 20th. The defense would like to plead perjury, right? Current estimated time of death is between 9:50 and 11:30 p.m., right? Right. Has the police investigated why the victim was at the office so late? We originally thought the victim had a habit of staying late at the office, but this morning uncovered some new information. Please look at this. Ah, okay, so there's this bit of evidence. We checked Kuripa's messaging app. Most of her conversations have been deleted, including those with the victim. The conversation just shown was a screenshot posted up on social media this morning. Gotcha, Mr. A, or Operator A. We asked one of our IT guys to check its authenticity, and he confirmed the screenshot wasn't doctored, so it must have been taken before the conversation was deleted. I found it on social media. How? We scrub the internet for specific keywords every day, especially regarding Kuripa's case. This screenshot was posted by someone going under the name Operator A that was spread around the net like wildfire. Have you looked into this, Operator A? Of course. We weren't able to uncover their identity, though. Seems like they use a lot of anti-tracking software. They are behind 7 proxies at least. That said, we did find one more screenshot. Take a look. Yeah, okay. So we've seen this. According to this, Mr. C and Kuripa got into a heated argument on April 14th, with Kuripa even threatening to leave the company. The authorities investigated the possibility of Kuripa being the culprit. Objection. Sorry to interrupt, but I have something to say. It is not your turn to speak, Miss Chen. Yeah, really quick, just one thing. I killed Mr. C. I'm the killer. What? You've said something that cannot be overlooked. I don't like beating around the bush. Figured this would be faster. So that cop doesn't have to keep talking. I did it. The defense requests a brief timeout, Your Honor. Yeah. Looks like the defense needs to reaffirm their position yet again. Very well, 10-minute recess. Okay, so we kind of get... Can't believe she admitted it. Maybe she doesn't want to get Kuripa involved in this. Justin? Hey, Justin. Oh, sorry. You alright? Just thinking about why she admitted it. And this is why we know this is a work of fiction, because any real prosecutor would just leave it here. Exactly. Arrest her, job's done. Win for the prosecution. Why does it matter? Don't we win now? Yeah, but what if she's just trying to protect her daughter? Think she admitted it just to protect Kuripa? Detective Haas's new evidence is pretty compelling, too. Recess is over. What now, Justin? The prosecution cannot ignore the defendant's statement. We wish to cross-examine the witness. Prosecution's request is indeed reasonable. What does the defense think? Fine with me, I don't care. Defender done? The defense doesn't object. May the defendant take the stand. So wait, we're treating that as her statement and then cross-examining her? I killed Mr. C because he sold adult Kuripa merch. I got to the office around 8:30 p.m. and drugged Mr. C with sleeping pills. After he passed out, I killed him with the office paring knife and then left. Finally, I'm not Kuripa's real face. Very well. Is this the defendant's testimony? Yes. Prosecution may start this cross-examination. Okay. Aha. How'd she get into the office? Yeah. Can you tell me how and when you got to the office from home? Left home a little after 8 p.m., took public transport, getting to the office around 8:30 p.m. That's when I saw Mr. C there. I dumped the powder from the sleeping pills into his water when he wasn't looking. The stuff I got from Amanda. They didn't take effect until almost 10 p.m. I waited until a little after 10 p.m. just to be safe, then I killed him. After that, I left at around 10:20. How did you know he'd be in the office? I asked him that day and he said he'd be there late. What route did you take to and from the office? Went through the second floor window. Second floor has cameras, so I couldn't take the elevator or stairs. Okay. Thought we might be able to get her on this. I think all of this is consistent with what we know. Just earlier in your testimony, you said the paring knife was too small to make the cut that deep. Can you explain how you did it, then? I've been professionally trained, remember? As long as you stick it in as deep as it'll go, a paring knife could and did produce that wound. Please briefly describe your process of killing Mr. C with the knife. He was already passed out from the pills, so he didn't put up a fight. Stuck the knife into his neck and dragged it across until I knew I made a fatal incision. I accidentally dropped the knife when I was leaving. Originally, I didn't mean to leave any evidence behind. Where'd you drop it? Probably dropped it when I was cleaning up, so I guess I dropped it by the exit. Okay, got it. So, yeah. See, I think we just present this, right? Yeah, it's found on Prudence Week's desk. Testimony is almost perfect. If I don't say anything right now, I'll undoubtedly win. But I have no interest in victory. All I seek is the truth. That is the sole reason I do this job. Listen to your heart. Prosecution have any further questions? Sorry, I was just thinking. Prosecution would like to present evidence number 1. What's this? This is the report on the paring knife. According to the police and the first witness on the scene, the paring knife was found on Prudence Week's desk. The defendant, however, thinks she dropped it near the exit, quite the distance from Miss Week's desk. Prosecution asserts that this contradiction casts serious doubt upon the defendant's confession. Yeah, Justin, get it over with. It's in the trial. We all know Honor might die like weeks, yeah. Has the prosecution's claim changed then? In light of these new facts, we must admit that our previous conclusions were flawed. I have no further questions. Very well. Any further witnesses? No. Well then, may the two sides give their closing remarks. Ricci. The defendant harbored a clear murderous intent towards the victim for selling adult Kuripa merchandise. She knew how to avoid the office cameras and possessed the necessary knife skills to commit the crime. However, the section of her testimony regarding where she dropped the murder weapon conflicts with the facts, casting doubt on her guilt. As such, there is more that must be cleared up regarding the murder. Even though Miss Chen has admitted to the crime, she was incorrect on what happened to the paring knife, meaning the whole truth has yet to be laid bare. Miss Chen's position has also changed just as another suspect has come to the forefront, that being none other than Kuripa herself. The defense believes the defendant may have only changed her position in order to protect her daughter. Yeah. The defense asserts that Kuripa is in fact more likely culprit, and that despite her confession, Miss Chen did not commit this crime. Very well. We have determined that there are too many unresolved factors in this case. We recommend the prosecution conduct a new investigation into the defendant's guilt if they intend on winning this case. As such, the case will be retried at a later date. Court adjourned. Excellent. Huh. Accusation Sophie. And I think if we do something a little different in Chapter 2, we can probably accuse Amanda, right? Yeah, I just missed something in Chapter 2. Yeah, it says 91%. So I missed something in Chapter 2 that made me unable to accuse Amanda. So maybe next time we'll work on that, but I do have to cut it a little short tonight. I'm sorry, folks. That's gonna about do it for me. So I will be back again, hopefully better rested tomorrow for some Persona 5. Hope you can join me for that. And yeah, Eerie Levant. I need to go as well. Cool. Thanks for hanging out today, Chitao, and to everyone else, I do appreciate you. Until next time, Amiki, I bid you Walate. Take very, very good care of yourselves. I'll see y'all again real soon. Later!